How to keep yourself safe online.
Is there cheating going on with the library book bracket?
Need coffee? Students are running a shop for you.
And we talk to coaches and athletes on the girls track team.
Hi, I'm Kobe Dowen.
And I'm Gavin Biz, and you're watching Eagle Zone. We've been looking at different job options in the tech sector this year. But how do you keep yourself safe online, whether or not you have an IT job?
Eagle Zone's Ethan Getz talks to experts to get some tips. Ethan?
You might already be familiar with risks that come with browsing online and already learned methods in order to stay safe. But many of these risks don't just stop at home. Companies all across the country, no matter if they are big or small, have prepared their workers with security and safety methods that come with browsing the internet. That includes schools with staff and students.
Like, antivirus can only do so much for a computer, while at the end of the day, you're your best antivirus and that sort of thing. So
Isaac Kaiser teaches technology at Aberdeen Central. Jared Getz, an IT specialist at Stephen Lust Automotives. Mike Weiss works with companies and government agencies on cybersecurity. They all agree you need to play a big part in keeping yourself and your organization safe online.
One of the most effective ways I find to stress this or get the message out is to use easy to understand analogies. One of the favorite ones I like to use is that of comparing a small company to that of a submarine. I think this is another good way to show the people that they have individual responsibilities, just like the crew on the submarine. It only takes one wrong click, one wrong file to be opened, or misinformation going out there. And so like open the hatch of the submarine when submerged. The entire network's gonna be flooded. You're gonna sink the business for days, weeks, possibly even months while they try and recover the data, or even if they can recover the data.
Everybody thinks that, I'm the exception, so, the rules shouldn't apply to me, even though I want you to apply them to everybody else. So sometimes that's a big hurdle, to get that understood, that the rules apply to everybody. There may be some minor inconveniences, but overall it's to protect the organization, its data, and its ability to be able to do what it's supposed to do.
So how do you stay safe? The IT pros recommend strong passwords and two-factor identification, which is a second required step in the sign-in process. Don't use the same password for everything, and be careful with sponsored or ad links because bad actors can buy those too. If you get texts or emails from the banks or other accounts saying you need to do something, don't use those links. Go to the company's website instead.
I'm as susceptible as anybody else, and usually the times, when I catch myself, it's when you're busy with something else. You're focused on something else, you get an email or something pops up.
IT professionals have tried different methods to train people over the years. Getz says there's now been a shift industry-wide where IT departments test people in their organizations to see if they need to learn more about cybersecurity.
Example of this would be we periodically send out random emails, phishing emails, to see if we can trick them into clicking a link, trick them into giving some information they shouldn't. It's a nice way to test the waters without actually having a real infection coming on board or dealing with a real problem in real time.
I talked with the IT director from the Aberdeen School District. He couldn't give details, but says the school does similar practices as part of its internet safety protocol. The goal isn't to get you, but to have the good guys teach you the lesson before the bad guys do.
Not to say that you should be paranoid, but you should always be skeptical of things that are online.
If you click on a link that you realize is bad, don't just close out and pretend it didn't happen. Tell your IT professional because that link could have introduced something bad into your system.
Thanks, Ethan. Our tech coverage will continue next week when Peyton Head talks to an artificial intelligence expert.
It's March Madness, but our next story isn't about Caitlin Clark or Zach Edey. In fact, the story doesn't take us to the gym at all. Eagle Zone's Max Padal brings us to the library to investigate possible cheating with the book bracket.
When the first round of results came out for the book bracket, Maria Schaffhauser's name was at the top again. Her neighbor down the hall, Keith Mayer, noticed.
So you have brought up some alleged cheating scandals in the book bracket. I want to hear your opinion on that.
I think it's unfair that teachers would encourage their students just to vote for their bracket.
His concern, Schaffhauser fills out her bracket and gets the students to vote for her books she chooses.
So there have been accusations about cheating going on for Book Madness. What's your response to this?
So just because I play the game smart doesn't qualify that as cheating. So I just want to give you a little glimpse into what happens. So everybody makes their bracket, right? And I just say this is, everybody get your voting out, and this is what I think should vote. I don't do any voting for anybody.
Or allegedly, it actually has been confirmed, give out treats if the voting goes a certain way, and I think that ruins the integrity of the voting brackets. I think it should just be kids vote for what they want, not just to get a prize.
The treats, Schaffhauser denies that, encouraging students to vote for certain books.
Let me ask you this, Max Padal. When someone when a politician puts a sign in their yard, is that cheating?
No, but haven't you been persuading your advocate to vote?
Well, of course. Doesn't every advocate tell their advocate students to vote?
I've heard that's cheating.
How is that cheating, Max Padal?
I don't make the rules, all right? I just heard that's cheating.
Maybe there are no rules.
And teachers persuading their
We thought we'd
advocate
check in
to
with the
vote for
bracket
a book.
organizer, librarian
What's your
Michaela
response to this?
Archegos.
Is this cheating?
I do not think this is cheating. I feel like it's similar to having home court advantage or a really good following at a March Madness game. So while I think it does provide an advantage, I wouldn't consider this cheating.
I mean, this doesn't sound like democracy to me. Just sounds unfair. I guess I'll start handing out money to get people to vote the way I want.
We do need to report that Schaffhauser did start to slip in the standings, but that was after we started our investigation. We'll keep you posted on the results, and everyone, don't forget to vote.
Thanks, Max. Schaffhauser has fallen to 5th place. Canupi is the lead of the teachers. For Super Studies, Apple, Rayworts, and Conda are tied. And for students, it's a first-place tie between Jesselyn Fisher, Mason Mullenberg, and our anchor, Colby Down.
Students in a class that teaches different life skills are also learning business skills through a coffee shop. EagleZone's Connor Austin joins us with details. Austin?
A class at Central High School teaches students life skills. To practice skills, kids want a coffee shop.
When they start this activity, a lot of them are really hesitant to go into a classroom or deliver in front of their peers or interact with teachers they don't know. And I think just quickly, even within like 3 or 4 weeks, a lot of them do things that maybe they wouldn't have done prior to that. So just kind of getting out of their comfort zone, doing things that they didn't think they could do.
Ashley Strong is a Tito who buys coffee a yacht.
I really like that it is led by our students here at CHS, and I get coffee for cheap. Who doesn't like that? I like only paying $2 for coffee, and there's always some snack, and it's always really good.
Our students ask, like, when am I going to use this in the real world? So this is an opportunity for them to do that. They get to practice money handling skills, but then we do budgeting and unit pricing and keeping track of expenses and income.
I think that they're learning good money skills, right? How to count the money, make sure that they're giving the correct change if they need it, and then just entrepreneurial skills, starting your own business. It takes a lot to start your own business, so giving them that experience I think is great.
When I go to the grocery store, I'm always conscious of my spending and what I'm spending my money on and the unit pricing. So just taking away some of those valuable math-related skills as well.
Due to health regulations, students can't buy from the coffee shop, but Titos can.
Thanks, Connor. We'll be right back after these messages created by media production students.
What should I steal today? What a hard decision. I think I'm gonna steal this one. You should not have done that.
Welcome back. The girls softball team is looking for its first win of the season. The team has played 4 games in the PC Dome. We have some video to show from this week's games. The event was a doubleheader with Sioux Falls, Jefferson, and Mitchell visiting Aberdeen. Last week, Pierre and Watertown visited the Hub City for games in the Dome.
Moving ahead to track and field. The scene of clearing the snow off the track this year is rare, making this a unique season. The girls' track team was already outside on their first practice in February when it was 61 degrees. They've only had to practice inside a few times.
You know, I think our early results will be better because one thing is, you know, we're always behind, it seems like, up here because we usually generally get more snow than down in Sioux Falls or Yankton or even Rapid where it melts faster. So we should be on a more level playing field with schools down south or out west. So, you know, that'll be good for us.
Some strengths this year for the girls' track team is the sprints and field events. The high jump is coming back from a really good season last year with the team going 1, 2, 3 at conferences. There are some strong throwers too. Taryn Hermanson and Taryn Nyman are back after placing at state last year. Grace Cook is another, but she's still recovering from a knee injury suffered during volleyball.
Probably not. I have to go down to Sioux Falls and take like a strength and agility test, so.
Apple is looking for younger athletes who can compete in those conference and state meets to score points for the team.
You know, we've seen a few of them that are up, and we got a couple of 8th graders up with us right now, and we expect them to, you know, we only bring kids up that we feel can compete in the conference or state areas, and the couple we brought up looks like they'll be able to help us, and we have some 9th graders who are showing some really good promise, and, you know, kids showing promise. I think our distance is going to be better, and middle distance is going to be better, showing a little promise there, and, you know, hopefully our, you know, longer sprints will be even a little bit better this year, because we'll be a little more experienced.
I think they'll do pretty good. There's like a couple throwers that are starting to figure things out, and then some other field events are always pretty good. So,
if you want to see the team compete at home, the girls will host teams in Aberdeen on Friday, April 26th. That's all for this episode of Eagle Zone. You can watch our stories whenever you want by scrolling down the Eagle Zone section of the school district website.
That's aberdeen.k12.sd.us. With Eagle Zone, I'm Gavin Bitts.
And I'm Kobe Dowling. See you next week.